Did that
That
make
is some good
sense?
evidence, but whenever I'm talking about, yeah, that does make sense.
Okay.
But what doesn't really make sense to me is proof of his actual existence. Like we have different things to prove his Jesus's existence, for example. Like for all we
Yeah.
know, the Bible could just be another fairy tale or some sort of mystical writing that people have just clinged on to. Like for a long while, let's say as kids, was there anything dumb that you believed in? Anything that was really stupid, like Santa or the Tooth Fairy or, dragons, whatever.
So our friend here makes a very good point. If God's existence is just the same as any other fairy tale like Santa Claus or dragons, then we don't really have any good reason to believe in him. So the question that needs to be answered is, what exactly makes him different from fairy tales or other made-up gods? The difference is that God is so different from all those other beings that he is in his own category, and the evidence for him is actually really good. So firstly, let's see exactly how God is different from these mythical figures. For a start, he is an immaterial being. We can see from the Kalam cosmological argument that the cause of the universe has to be immaterial. God is described in the Bible as the invisible creator of the universe. Dragons and Santa and false gods like Zeus are all material beings. God is also the only non-contingent being. To be contingent means your existence relies on the existence of something else. You and I exist because we have parents. Planets exist because gravity shapes them that way. God, on the other hand, is the only entity that has no dependency for his existence outside of himself. In other words, he is the uncaused first cause. Those are just some of the ways God is different from all beings, fictional or non-fictional. But just because he's in his own category doesn't mean therefore he exists. That's why my second point is that our evidence for him is actually really good. But if you want a good introduction to the evidence of God's existence, I would search up a specific debate on YouTube where both atheism and theism are properly represented and give their case. Look up William Lane Craig versus Christopher Hitchens. And here's what I think. God is the best explanation for the fact that the universe began to exist at one point in the past. God is the best explanation for why anything exists at all. God is the best explanation for the fine-tuning of the universe. God is the best explanation for objective moral values and duties. God is the best explanation for the historical facts about Jesus of Nazareth. God is the best explanation for the applicability of mathematics to the physical world. God is the best explanation of intentional states of consciousness in the world. And God could be personally known and experienced. So if God was just like any other fairy tale character, we'd have no good reasons to believe him. But he's revealed himself to us as someone who's completely distinct from any other possible being, and he's given us great evidence to believe in him, unlike Santa Claus or dragons.